Yes, good night, everyone. So we have Trinidad and the UK representing. In the meantime, between time, this ladies' night, people, and it's been a little while, but we are here. We are alive. We are well. Yeah, and the topic tonight is who should make the first move? Should it be a man or a woman? And we are talking about relationships. We are talking about love interests. We're talking about marriage. We're talking about extracurricular activities as well. Right? So who should make the first move, people? So ladies, I want you all to say if it is you comfortable with making the first move, it doesn't matter what it is. Men, are you okay with women approaching you and letting you, hey, this is the scene? So, Abby, are you a woman who likes to make the first move?
It depends. I've done it before.
You've done it
But
before. Mm-hmm.
I rather the man do the pursuing. I think when a woman do
Right.
it makes her come off a bit
Desperate?
thirsty. Yeah.
This thing.
Yeah, thirsty.
Oh my gosh. This thing.
Yeah, but
I think the men.
if I'm in a joking mood and whatever, due to fun,
Mm-hmm.
I would. But nothing. If it do land serious, then perfect. But most of the time, it's just for fun when I do it.
Okay, nothing
Yeah,
serious. It's
but
just playful.
I prefer the guy to do it. Yeah, prefer
Right,
it.
right. Ladies, what do you prefer? The man in pursuit or you going to pursue this whole thing? I think what happened in society is that, we were taught that the men are the ones who should be pursuing a woman. That's what we were taught. We are still taught this. It has not yet changed. It is still 98% or maybe 99% where people believe men should do the pursuing and the woman, of course, should be chased. Right? But when it says a woman does the pursuing, people always think she have definitely more ulterior motives. Like, what does this woman want out of this thing, really and truly? When it is the woman on the prowl now, she hunting, like really hunting. And have some ladies, they have no shame in their game. They going out there, they're looking for the man that they say they want, even if it means they will. I don't know. I actually, one of my students told me, man, you could go to the mall and just look out for a man. I was like, what? Like,
What?
yes, like real craziness. I was like, what? You know?
You?
So it has
It's like you
even, I
shopping
think
for
it's
one.
a younger, yes, like a shopping for one. So I think that the younger generation now, they are actually the ones, they are changing that social norm where men are the pursuers. So the young ladies, if they see something, they want something, they're going at it. Lionel saying he love a strong woman. What strong have to do with the pursuit now? It's one thing if you're hunting for animal, a different thing if you're hunting for a man. I think that's two different
Yeah.
things. Right? Two different things.
I don't even like how
So,
that sound. Woman hunting for man. I don't like how it sound. I don't know why.
well, actually, that's what some women do. They actually do hunt. You know how they say to have male hunters? Yeah, they are
I could
females.
understand a man doing it. A man looking for companionship, whatever relationship, he would be on the hunt. But for a woman hunting, it kind of sound a bit, like I said, thirsty, hungry. I don't know why, just don't ring a bell inside me at all.
It is all because of what we were taught, Abby. We were taught that
Tell me. Yeah.
the man is the one who have to be in pursuit. The man is the one to hunt. The man is the one to come after the woman. If it is you go after the man, they will say come across as desperate. You trying to be the
Really?
man in the relationship and all these different kind of things. That's what we were taught. Hi, Sonali.
Personally. Probably I'm old school, due to the old
Yeah.
teachings, it kind of stuck with me. Even though I may venture out and do something modern, but I would more prefer old school.
You prefer the old school.
Yeah.
So, Sonali, we're talking about who should make the first move. Are you a woman who likes making first moves?
It depends.
It depends.
It depends.
So when will you actually make a first move?
Who, me? Sonali. Well,
Sonali.
me. Oh.
I would say I would make the first move when it comes to surprises and stuff. Like if it's our anniversary and stuff, I will go all out and do those type of stuff. In starting a relationship, I wouldn't make the first move.
Right. So it's about the surprises.
Yeah, the surprises and doing the gestures, the nice gestures and stuff. I will be the person to make that first move. The sex, I would say, it depends on the energy and all of that. I may make a first move for that, like find out where you're living and all them type of stuff. It might sound a little stalkerish, but I will make a first move there too.
Okay. All right. I don't know if it was song stalkerish night. When song stalkerish, once it is really getting into that relationship with the person, it wouldn't be, stalkerish. Hi, Kavir. Good night. Good night, Andy. Andy's saying good night, Abby. So,
good
Andy
night,
Andy is saying men should make the first move. So, Andy, if it is a young lady, if a young lady comes up and say, Andy, I really like your vibes, right? I could see myself with you. How will you feel about that? Right? They're looking at you, why they find it positive, They're saying, this young man have some nice vibes. And they come at you.
I can see myself saying that.
You can see yourself saying that. For me, when it comes to pursuing a relationship, I would not be making the first move. I know that. I would not be making the first move. I think I'm old school as well. Yeah, I think I'm old school as well in that sense. The guy, even if it just means one sentence from the guy, hey, I like you, kind of thing, I'm interested. Yeah, I am not the one to be coming out saying, I really like you.
No.
Maybe, what I think some women does, they might drop some hint that they're actually interested, but they wouldn't come out verbally and say, anything. Yeah. Okay, so Andy said he has no problem with that. But Andy, if it is the woman in a relationship now, and good night, Keisha, and the woman proposes marriage to you, will you accept the proposal? Keisha, do you think a woman should propose to a man? Marriage proposals, what do you think? The woman or the man should do that?
The man should do that. I find.
Sonali.
It could go either way. I guess it could go either way. I have to know the person. I have no problem with a woman proposing to a man. It's under real seriousness, and you have to know your partner as well that they will accept that, because there are some people who get a level of embarrassment, from that. Either way, whether it's the man who made the first move or the woman. But I
Yeah.
have no problem with something like that. Once you're serious and you're genuine and you know your partner, and how you present, how you come across it too, not like how royal family did it in the heart of Point 14. That
Mm-hmm.
madness, no, not like that.
Yeah, so some people like to go public, and then when they go public, it's a big embarrassment. It becomes the most embarrassing moment of their lives. Really and truly, because you don't want that you're proposing to somebody in public. You well thinking, yeah, this woman or this man giving off a vibes like they really want to spend the rest of their life with me. And you say, right, surprise, you talk about the surprises, and it's saying right on the anniversary about, starting our relationship, are going to propose. It's going to be well memorable. And you out in public, you invite family and friends to this proposal party. And when you get on your knees, because normally that's what people is do, they get down on their knees, to pop up on the box with the ring, and everybody stand up, lights, camera, action, only to get a no.
And no.
That, please, people, I will say refrain from doing proposals in public. I don't know how y'all will feel about it. If it's a yes, well, if it's sure you're getting a yes, it's all well and good. But if it is a little shaky, Abby, how do you feel about public proposals, marriage proposals? Abby, what's that? All right, so yeah. So Sonali, what do you think about public marriage proposals? Like, what do you really think about it?
I'm
Yeah,
so
iffy.
iffy. A restaurant cliche. If it's just you and I at a restaurant, an intimate restaurant, I should say, yeah. If it's like a real big open restaurant, not a KFC, not a Royal Castle, not a Club or Zest, I rather a private proposal. Honestly and truly,
Right.
I am so iffy. I can't handle that public proposal.
Yeah, I mean it's tough, and you see when it is they have family and friends around, I think some persons they feel pressured, like it have real pressure on them to say yes, and some people they do say yes in the moment, just in front of everybody, and when they leave, they will say, really and truly, I do want to get married to you, and then someone let them know right there and then, I not and that. So, and they say, no, it's a man's job, right? It's a man's job to propose. That's what Andy is saying, it's a man's job. Now, I see recently it's have women proposing to men, even out in public. I don't know how I have to really know the man. I think you have to really know this man if it is he going and accept your marriage proposal. So now do you think you could really do that, girl? Propose marriage?
Once I am sure, I would. I might joke, I might ask and joke about it, but once I know in my mind that there is a future, I could do that. I could, but honestly and truly, 98% of the time, I would rather be the one being asked.
Right.
It maybe if we know for sure, like, hey, you talk about it, I talk about it, and we just say, I just say, here, what I think it's time. Once I know we
You think
talk
it's
about
time?
it and we sure,
Yeah.
I could do it, but the real go out of my way and plan that type of thing, maybe not. I'd
No.
rather come to you and say, okay, maybe it's time. So would
Yeah.
you accept? I would rather do that. I would do it that
All
way.
right. So
But
Abby,
all out
will
for
you
me.
propose to a man? You will propose?
No,
No,
I
you're not
wouldn't.
doing that either.
No, I rather demand to do it because if I was doing, which will never happen, for me to do that, I would have to bring a man into my home. You know how a
Mm-hmm.
man's supposed to take a woman out of her parents' house and
Mhm.
make. I would have to be doing something like that, and I don't want to look like the woman with the pants. And he, no, he have to be a man, act like a man, everything like a man. I don't want to take that role.
All right. So, and they're saying it's something we need to talk about before doing it. We must be on the same page.
I
Mhm.
agree.
Yeah, and that is very true because you don't want to, it's because sometimes the reality is some men and some women, they are very upfront in stating that really and truly, I don't want to get married. They may be okay with having a long-term relationship, they will be committed, but some people don't believe in getting married for many different reasons. And if it is you know that person saying, really and truly, I don't want to get married, proposing to that person, I see Lion say take risk there. That's a whole different risk.
That
You
that is
will
a
be
huge
taking.
that is a huge risk and level of embarrassment and emotional damage and all of that. So especially if you know that the guy stated up front they're not on that marriage thing,
Yeah.
that is a really huge risk that you're taking.
Yes, definitely. Even with vice versa, you know the woman say, I don't want to get married. Lion saying, put them on the spot too. Really? And
Like,
he's
you
saying,
both,
I
what
going through
about
them.
if he's not ready? Then she gets a no. Obviously, she gonna get a no. Why go through that? And then know you're
You
gonna
see,
get a no.
that's why I'm not gonna ask no guy because I would definitely be disappointed and I would be emotionally damaged because the level
Yeah.
I would be at in the relationship, hoping that
Mm-hmm.
he's on the same level and he shut me down, it wouldn't end well for me. I don't think I could
Keisha
handle
is
that.
saying sometimes when a woman do that, they act like they run the home, which shouldn't be. So Keisha is against that, it seems, with women thinking, well, they are the man of the house, you know?
Mm.
And it's true when it is, okay, so Keisha is saying just like when the woman not ready, right? So it's have times when people are, they may be really not ready, because I know somebody say the man asks them countless times to get married and they never accept they in a relationship, over 10, 11, 12 years going down the road.
Wow.
And the person never said yes.
Wow.
Right? Lion is saying, so how many men get no, take it and move on?
so not many men move on from that, that getting that no, they too get emotionally and mentally damaged from that. So don't feel them that all of them just move on just so.
Some get
I think it
violent
depends.
and some get
Wow.
into drugs.
Mm-hmm. Like recently here in Sweet TNT, there was this video circulating where this army man was beating up his ex-girlfriend's current boyfriend. I don't know if you all saw anything like that. And
Heard
it was
about
real ridiculous.
Wait,
It was ridiculous.
what?
yeah.
Yes.
He got
Yeah.
dumped and he couldn't handle the fact
Okay.
that she moved on.
Well, the thing about it is he moved on and he with somebody else. But what people are saying, that woman had to be with he too, right? Because there's no way you come in the house normal to attack a man and you with somebody else. So it has to be that the woman is a possibility that she's still there. Is a possibility that she's not. We don't know. But he was beating up the man, the next man, right? And you know what the woman did? Just calling the man name. Stop it, calling the man name. Stop it. And it was really, it just didn't make no sense. It didn't make any sense at all. So let me hear, anybody, will you stand up for your man? You're with somebody new and the ex coming, wanting to attack the man. What you going to do? You're going to stand up with your tape and just say, stop it. Are you really going to do that?
No.
Or are you going to hear what?
If we're done, we're done. It
Yeah.
have no. I mean, if you wanna have a friendly conversation or relationship, friendship kind of thing, it's a if, and I don't know about that, but there's no way if we cancel this, you ain't have no right to walk in my life, and no.
Yeah. That, you see, that is real madness. It was
Yeah.
pure madness. And you know the sad part, it had children around witnessing this whole thing. You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
It had children around, and that make it even worse. Right? So people, when it is they want to make the first move, right? Who you're tackling now. No, make sure you're really taking the person before you really decide in making that move. Right? It's okay, woman. You will see the man, you will like the man, and sometimes all it is the woman wants is sex. That is all the woman wants. Right? Keisha say, I jump in my ex, I standing up for my man. Right? It's I know.
Yeah,
Yes,
man, I
and he's saying,
beat
if we
you
done, we
too.
done. It have no comeback.
No coming back.
Right?
Yes, I agree. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. It is very ridiculous. Yeah, when I see that and the lady just say stand up, tell it, and well, it's a whole big scene. The man name is Azaria, so make it worse now. The only man name, right? And all I hear is Azaria, stop it, Azaria, stop it. And no. So ladies, please, you know that you have a new man, you're trying to move on. Don't just stand up there calling the next man name and your new man getting beat up. That don't make no sense. Right? Don't make no sense. So people, first move, let's talk about the love. Well, I mean, it could be anywhere because sometimes persons, they are very adventurous when it comes to their sexuality. Right? So let us say, I know, well, all the ladies here say they ain't sharing. Right? But they are actually women who made the first move and say, hey, you know, I want to spice things up a little bit. Can we bring in an additional person? I want to hold a threesome. It have women who make that first move. So, Andy, are you taking that first move and say, no, I ain't want no threesome. It's all right. How will you take it? Will you appreciate the woman making that first move and saying yes, we could have a threesome, or you want to be the one who say, let us have the threesome? I'm waiting for Lion to chime in on this one. Lion, what do you prefer? What you prefer? Oh, Abby. Things happening.
I have a blushing. Stop it, Andy.
You know, you all had like, you know, before we had when we had just the voice calls coming in, it was Abby and Andy. And Abby will be talking about Andy's voice, and yes, it was Andy's voice, and he'd be like, Andy's voice is really sexy. Remember that? I remember. I sure I remember that as well.
No way.
Yes, you're admiring one another's voices. Yes, I remember.
Andy, hey.
Right, so Andy, there's, you know, I think he's making his move there right now. Yes, he's making his move. Let's see. You see, Lion is saying yes. I have it on tape. Yes.
It is a bit embarrassing. The center of attention. This is what I don't like. All eyes on me.
You don't like that? That's all right. It's nothing embarrassing. Don't worry. It's not like you fall in the middle of the road, you know? So yeah, ladies, I am waiting for Lion to say if it is you want the woman to say, hey, we could hold a little threesome. I find Lion kind of little taking a long to respond to this one.
Yeah. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
I wonder what
afraid
is
about
it?
that is, I mean, I don't mind if you wanna probably spice something up, but to add another body, it could go south, meaning that they could have a connection. Because I mean, it is not all about sex, right? It's a connection. That's how I
Actually,
feel.
for some persons, it's just all about sex and not really a connection. The most connection that they may want is that they could trust the person not to bring in any STDs. Of course, they will be testing that person. Because I mean, people are being so like open now in their relationship. It's have persons who actually, as we know, we have team members who actually a woman who actually say, hey, let's have, you know, someone, you'll forget this someone, our residential freak is, you know, whatever.
Residential freak.
Yes, our residential freak who is, you know, not a, she's, you know, busy these days, right? But she would have been one to say, hey, this is what I want. Yeah, this is what I want. So, I mean, she made that first move. She then the man then had to say, hey, no, what is? Right? So, Lionel saying, so none of these women went back to an ex or really. But we
Definitely
know,
lying, no X.
Nah, I
we
had it for
know,
myself. I had it for myself. I did. I did. I did. I have no shame in
Was
saying
it
that. I did.
right? So, Sonali did. And he is saying, what is mine is mine. I am not
I
adding nobody
agree.
to it. Right? So, right. So, we see Andy and Abby are on the same page. There's
Yes.
no adding anybody's.
No.
So that is a very good
Nobody.
start there, Andy. You make your move, boy. You make your move. Yes.
Make your move, Andy. Let's see what you got.
So as we're talking about moving, we have a proper example here tonight on how to make the first move. And you know, sometimes I think persons, sometimes they may feel either a little bit nervous because they're not sure if it is the person is going to accept their advances. And then some person will be like, nah, I am going for this. I don't care. And then it have some, of course, will be very much persistent. When they say they're coming at you, they're very, very, very persistent. And I think that is what some women, they say some women play hard to get, but that is not always the case. That is not always the case. It's have some women, they know their words, right? And they know here what I need to really feel you up before I actually say yes. You understand?
I
So
agree.
ladies, how you all feel? How do you all just like, I mean, you have to know the person. Before you really get real serious, you know? And then it has some people, as you see them one time, you know you don't want anything further than good morning. You know that. You'll ever meet people like that? Good morning. Sometimes you even want a good morning. Right? And it have some people that will just be pressing and pressing, just like some women. They press, they go after the man. They know the man married and they just go and they pursue the man. Because some women believe in having relationships with married men only because they say, well, if I have no strings attached, he have his wife to study and he can be calling my phone all hours anytime and just telling me do this and do that. So it have women who they actually go after married men. So Lion is saying women these days are 3 in 1. Well, Lion, they moved that little too. Right, 3 in 1. So threesomes may be a mad house. What's the 3 in 1, Lion? How a woman 3 in 1? We're saying it's 3 women you're dealing with in one. Where's that is saying there?
But she's a woman, she's a man, and then she
She's
mad.
a residential freak.
Lion clear that one up first there. He said that is 3 women in 1. A woman with 3 personalities. All right.
Understandable,
So
understandable.
residential freak, a mad freak, and what?
Something else. Something
I
else.
don't
I
know.
mean, I think, we have different sides of us. So it all depends on
Yeah.
maybe what you give that day is what you're going to receive, whichever side, you
It's so
know?
true.
So, Abby, how many sides you have to yourself, Gil? We'll talk about that sometime. The different sides of us. Because we really do have different sides.
Mm.
And one side may be where it is you decide to make the first move. The first move in the bedroom, you're feeling extra hot and you're like, hey, what? I can't be waiting no set of time. Let me do this thing now. Or you're out and you decide you want to adventure, you decide you're going and do it public, whether it's on the beach, whether it's in some bushes, whether it
You
has
see
some
that?
persons, they make they made the first move in some very, strange
Wow.
places. Lion is saying woman taking charge is Smexy. Alright, Lion. Alright. So it have some things, woman definitely will make the first move in, right? But I think when it comes to things like marriage, especially that marriage proposal, I think that's where most times women they're not doing that. They're really not doing that. Unless they find the man taking too long and saying, nah, I can't be waiting for him to make this proposal. I'm ready to get married, so I doing it. It have women who do that.
Hence the reason communication, right?
Yeah.
Instead of waiting, ask him, and if he say no, then you make a decision whether to bounce or hang on some more.
Yeah. Yeah. Lion is saying
afraid of
women are
rejection?
afraid of rejection. I think men are afraid of rejection too. I don't know. It has some people that just don't want to hear no. I mean, that is everyday life, and a lot of time people really don't want to hear no.
May I
They
rather
ask
come
for
straight,
something.
do the risk assessment so I would know what page I'm on and I'll know what page he's on. So you ain't gonna have no disappointment, no rejection, no nothing. Let me know what you want about and we can decide from there.
Exactly.
That's how I want it now. Yeah.
Yeah. And then sometimes we may get the truth that we're looking for, but we may not like the truth. And sometimes the women, they stick around, even though they know what the truth is, they still stick around, hoping that one day.
You see, that's why I like it up front, because it don't have no feelings attached yet. Tell me what you want to tell me, and I will decide, so I ain't gonna get emotionally damaged. Right? If
But
we're
the
going
thing is,
down the line and I catch feelings, then that's gonna be a problem.
So Line is saying pages change. You can't be sure. Life is one big risk. Right? Because you might be going down strong, yet everything seems nice. Yes, the man saying, yeah, no one day I like to get married, and you say, oh, all right. And then whatever time you feel like it's time, and then he says, no, I really don't want to get married to you, right? So, and he's saying, I think Abby hides her true side. And he's saying he's hiding some things there.
I have to. I could be a maniac when I'm ready. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, don't say you're kidding. You already let it out the bag. Sorry.
No, I mean, I have feelings where I like to punch a lot of people in the eye, for them to see straight. But, no, I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter.
I think all women have that side where it is they will go psycho on you. I really believe so. Like, don't trip them off.
Every woman, they just have different levels to how they trip off. Because the
Yeah.
slightest thing
Yes.
could trip me off and it wouldn't trip you off. So
Yeah.
it's different levels. It's knowing which buttons to push and what levels to pull.
I've been
We
in that
all,
situation. And I've promised
we
myself I
all.
will never get
Is
into that
me
level of.
still on the internet?
I think so.
Who's
He
that?
said, see my point. I think he's talking about the different sides, but there's no woman can say that they do not have that psycho side where it is going to trip off. They may even want to burn the whole place down.
I
Been there,
embrace
I
done
mean,
that. I'm not revealing that side anymore. I've suppressed that Hulk in me too far down. It can't come out. It's
it
gone.
can't come out. I think under certain circumstances, don't say never.
No, that's why I have to choose very carefully, you know, so that I wouldn't have to be led into that direction. I don't want that to come out. It wasn't a nice experience to me. So never again. So I would have to really, really choose wisely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Just remember,
Yeah.
Abby, a volcano needs pressure to erupt, so never say
That's
never.
why it erupted. That is why too much pressure built, and I had to promise myself never to let out that Hulk. It was very nasty. It was a nasty ending, you know, very nasty. So never again.
Wow.
Where's this my point again is so strong.
That was the past.
Oh my gosh. Right? So truth is, so Sonali said if it's an anniversary, she'll make the first move, set up a nice little, night out, weekend out, right?
Definitely.
She will do that. That's her first move. If you're on the
Yes.
marriage thing, might make the first move in the bedroom, depending, feeling a little spicy or made the first move, But when it comes to when it comes to the marriage thing and even making the first move and letting you know that you're interested in the other person, you want to build a relationship with them, most times women prefer to really be chaste, Do you think that your level like playing hard to get? Would you consider yourself playing hard to get, or knowing you just know your words? So here what you have to really make it worthwhile.
Maybe
I don't think I've ever been hard to get. I mean, in that concept. I mean, if a guy's interested and he wanna have a chat conversation, whatever, then I will be mature enough to have a chat and whatever. It depends on where that conversation lead. I would say yeah, nay, whatever. But to be hard to get, like, strut my stuff and don't make no. I'm not like that.
Yeah. Andy is saying women love She-Hulk. Andy, I don't think that's the She-Hulk Abby was talking about, honestly. That's not the She-Hulk she was talking about. I think so. Because, there are men who will say they don't like the damsel in distress woman, like women who cry for everything.
I hate that.
Or, they get cut is a whole, they're feeling sick. Everybody has to know they're sick, and they're always like, I'm so sick. And they're looking for attention. Well, we burn ladies don't do that. We are not damsels in distress. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
But
we know
I know someone who stayed a whole week without lights just to get the guy to change the light bulb.
Say what?
Yeah, she spent they had a power surge, and all the lights in the house blow.
May I be please introduce a person to slap them up, please? Because
all they had to do was change the bulbs, and she stayed in darkness until the man came to change the bulbs.
No.
I don't even
That's
know if
wrong.
stupidity or laziness or
I don't know.
It's wrong on so many levels. Ladies, please don't.
how hard is
Ever.
a light bulb?
Yeah.
How? No,
Pet peeve,
that's red
Lion.
madness. Yeah, that's his pet peeve. He does not like ladies, like, they are damsels in distress. That is his pet peeve. Right now, we have witnessed a young woman who is moving like a damsel in distress. Yeah,
Oh, no.
yeah. She making move. When it is a man do like that, it have no move there, no. They go on one time. They don't want to see you, hear you, smell you. That's it. Anytime they realize a woman moving so, they want that kind of woman around. They want to know that they have a woman who could stand up. It could say, hey, I could turn to my woman to handle a fight, a war. You know what I mean? Because, like, I mean, it just don't make sense. It doesn't. Now, self, he will pursue the woman and he will definitely make the first move because he say, that is woman. That is woman. Mm-hmm. I think that the She-Hulk Andy was referring to. The good She-Hulk, not the ones who's going to light the place on fire when it is to get angry about something. Yeah? So, ladies, just let us know. As I said, this is the month of they call love. So Valentine's Day is coming around. Yes.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, Valentine's.
What did you do?
Some people call February the month of love. Sometimes they say December is the month of love too, but February is more known for the month of love. So we will touch on some other stuff. As we in the month of February. February for me is like carnival, which we know is not happening as it usually would, right? But it's however you take it, however you decide to take each month. Every month, each month means something different to, each person. So we got over January. January has, I think since COVID, January has moved really fast. January used to seem so long and drawn out.
It has,
Since COVID,
I wish those days would come back.
January moves real.
Not fast enough.
By the time
yeah.
blink, January is over.
I mean,
The year is fast.
fast enough.
And he's saying, I know this some of us men love to get you ladies vexed for no reason sometimes. I'm very glad Andy is
Why would
stating
you
it.
do that?
Exactly. Why?
I am glad Andy is admitting and I am waiting to see Lion come on and say yes, really and truly. Get the woman vexed for no reason. Right. Lion is saying with the light she making, she move when he comes to fix the problem.
That's stupid, darling. You could just switch it off. You don't have to stay in darkness.
You know, I mean, it just, that's, I don't know. That just don't make any sense. It have some things that will never make sense. Like I'm saying, he doesn't know anything about that with a big grin there, because he very well knows about it. And we have that on tape, mind you. Last year when we did yes.
Oh yes,
he
that's
did
true.
say he did admit that he does get, women vexed on purpose. Right?
Why would
And
you do that?
that is on tape, as we talking about tape.
Because Abby, according to him, there's a nice reaction that you get after. Especially when you that's in that release that they get after.
Yeah, for the makeup sex.
So what
Look at them.
Upset? So what if I'm so upset and I don't want you to touch me? Then what?
No, they're not. They're waiting for the makeup, so they get you vexed, so that because people believe in so that they will have makeup sex, and somehow they believe that makeup sex is better than when they having when they decide both of you are really going to have sex. I don't know. Kind of mix up. Sex is better. That's on tape. We have it on tape. Right? We have it on tape. So they do it on purpose. See, Andy? Smiles, laughs, all these things. I am glad they are confessing. They are confessing. But you know, if we women do that on purpose,
Exactly, it's a whole set of talk, a whole set of
It will go the other
I
direction.
don't think it will go the same way. I don't think it will go the same way.
Guys.
I really don't think it will go the same way. Doing it on purpose is a whole. It's like, and you know what is tripping me off? Yes. So, ladies, it was nice. We look forward to be having Kimberly out in the gym in the morning. So, be getting back out there. Like I saying, makeup sex. If you get vexed, we'll just take off my clothes and you will not leave it alone.
Whatever works for you, Lion.
No comment.
Yeah. And they're saying, yes, big brother, did makeup, it is the best. Look at you all. You all have no shame. No shame whatsoever.
At least they're honest. I'll give them that. They'll get a plus for that. At least they're honest. But no comment.
Yes. Right, so it was nice. We know most times ladies appreciate the men making the first move. Under circumstances, the ladies will make the first move, but it wouldn't be too often. Just look up for the anniversaries, birthdays, and whatever time of celebration. And maybe if the feature just add a little extra spice, then they will make the first move. But other than that, men do the social norm and make the first move. Right? So we all see you all at another time. So
Bye.
we go and have a good night, everybody.
Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Oh, gosh! That is space! Like you want to kill me, girl.
How you mean? But we have to keep the body in our order. And if we want to keep the man, we have to have stamina.
Saying that, when saying so,